Welcome to a new video about maintenance and the worst panel fault. Well, any panel you go into specific stages, design, build, then internal check, and then maybe the client will come and fit the system, and then you ship it to the site. The problem I have is during the panel check in our staging facility. Normally, when you give someone to build a cabinet, you give them a wiring drawing. Some of the wiring have the shape. So when you go into the internal check, what you do is you check the tag on each wire, and also you highlight the line which is you, or the segment which is you have checked. So you check between this point and that point, between that point and that point, and so on. And then when you finish, everything is fine. I don't give the staging facility this type of drawing. After I do this, I came up with my drawing for the guy who is building the cabinet. It's a little bit more work for me, but it reduced the workload on the staging facility by about 30 to 40, 50%. And also my checking is also slashed by half almost. So sometimes I go by the function. So here you can see all the AC distribution in one or two drawings. So you can track it down or trace it down between TB1 to the filter, to those circuit breaker, and then to the PLCs and to the I/O cards. So you can exactly know how things goes in one drawing. This maybe also in some areas is much better, because if you look at here, you can find that this fuse is powering relay 1 and up to relay 50. So between relay 1.13 up to relay 2 to 49, ending by relay 50. So the guy will actually go and do this in one go. Me, for the testing, it will be easier. But imagine that this distribution had been done in a drawing. Maybe you can track it down in 5, 10 drawing even. So that was much easier for them and for myself. For the I/O cards in the PLC, you can see I get only each card in a drawing. So the guy, when he land all the wiring of this I/O card, he can write so we can wire the I/O card and then tie wrap the out, because he knows that there is no extra wire connected to anywhere in this drawing. One of the things which is I told them, if you find a drawing and you land a wire in any screw, if you found another drawing have a wire to the same screw, there is something wrong. I will never give you same screw in two different drawings. So that's kind of a checkup, and that's how I do. So how you do the check, you go with each drawing, you highlight each wire and mark it. You have done it, everything is fine. In any cabinet, what I do is a little bit more extra. I measure the resistance between different places, like between the AC and the panel build, the panel itself, between AC and DC and so on. So that's kind of checks, like random check. And what I found, that there was a short circuit between the AC and the DC. So what happened in this cabinet is that all the relays coils are 24 volt, but all the field equipment are 110 volt AC. So the first thing you expect is that if you have a short between the AC and the DC, that some wires here had problem. We can say maybe he mounts a different wire in a different place, or he did a extra jumper. Everything was perfectly fine. I removed all the relay. I still have the short circuit. So I start to dig even further and further. Finally, I found the problem in one base of the relays. So the base, normally you have a wire connected between this terminal or this screw and this leg. What I found when I opened it to make sure this is the cause of the problem, I found that there is one strand of the wire is hanging and is touching another wire. So that is how it actually short circuit the AC and DC. You can say that I was so lucky in this case because this wire was connected to a DC and is not connected to normally open contact. When you energize the relay, then you will have a short circuit and you may lose a relay, an I/O card, or even worse, somebody actually can get hurt. So what lesson learned from this? The first thing is when you buy stuff, buy it from a reputable supplier or someone you trust. The second issue is you can do a random check. I can tell you that you can go ahead and measure the resistance between all your bases because this is maybe 1 in a million problem. Maybe you have a different problem in different place. But normally when we do a wiring check in a cabinet, sometimes we pull some of the wire to make sure that they are secured properly. And we look at the termination, make sure there is no strand have been crossing between two adjacent screws or terminals. And that's it. And see you in next video. If you came across a similar situation or something you want to share it with the people here on the channel, please do leave a comment. Thank you and see you in the next video.